2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA, and you've got Ernie Johnson and you've got Shaquille O'Neal. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Pistons in Detroit. Well, for Detroit, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. Hey, the Detroit Pistons got some athletic guys, Shaq. Who reaches out and grabs you on that Piston team?
Andre Drummond is a rising star, Ernie. He has out-of-this-world athleticism, has great potential, and I wish him well. You know I love seeing big men dominate.
How about Brandon Jennings?
I don't mess with guards. That's for Kenny.
Almost game time. What do you say we go courtside to Kevin Harlan?
And now introducing your Detroit Pistons. At shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 20, Jody Meeks. From Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, this guard stands 6'1", the Pistons 7, Brandon Jennings. Georgetown, the 6'11" forward. Say hello again to Piston 10, Greg the Goose Monroe. From Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, this forward stands 6'9" with a power lift. Meet Piston 6, Josh Smith. Numero 0, the center at 6'11" out of UConn. And a big fun around the rim. This is Andre Drummond. Stan Van Gundy, former head coach.
We're coming at you from the Palace of Auburn Hills in beautiful suburban Detroit as the Pistons prepare to take the floor. The Detroit Pistons come into this one following loss, guys, to the Timberwolves. And that does your confidence, guys, no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
And what stands out from that game, Clark, is that they let a lot of points slip through their fingers at the free throw line.
Yep, and I think some doubt started to creep in as well when they kept missing their foul shots. Guys seem to tighten up and start alligator arming those things.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Deron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward position. And so it's Detroit with the ball.
Well, Andre Drummond, kind of a late bloomer when it came to basketball, really. Was pretty uncoordinated as a kid. He'd struggle to make layups early on. It wasn't until around the age of 14 that he really started to show some promise.
Now Lopez. Boy, he was something else against Boston. 3-on-3. Here's Meeks. The shot is off. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
They looked very stable, pretty much from the get-go, guys. A solid output, solid effort. And, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game, but they were pretty solid there.
I was very impressed with the balance they displayed, guys. Different people carrying the load, scoring, making assists, unselfish play. Everything was working for them to get that victory.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
Maybe a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending to deflect it away.
On defense, Brooklyn. Jennings dishes to Meeks. Smith kicks to Jennings. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound, Brooklyn. Lopez has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
3 misses to start the game, still trying to break the seal on that hoop. Hopefully both teams can pick up their scoring. The game is about putting it in the basket. That first basket took a while.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. A bit ago, Stan Van Gundy and I were able to chat. We talked about how they plan to deal with Darren Williams. He said he can do it all offensively. Shoot, drive, and of course, pass. We've got to play aggressive, try to force him towards our help, and take the ball out of his hands as much as possible. Not easy, Kevin. Not one of those things.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Bogdanovich after the made shot from Greg Monroe. And that one's good.
Assistant, Darren Williams.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Jennings with the ball. Williams picks him up. Meeks inside the three-point line. Offensive rebound. Monroe lays it in without an inch of room around him. Monroe's got his second basket of the game.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Williams passes to Bogdanovich. Nets passing it around. Johnson kicks to Garnett. Back to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. And he gets it to go. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Williams against Jennings. Smith outside, kicks it to Meeks. And he hits the jumper for 2. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far.
Right around the start of the 2014 calendar year, the Nets really turned things around, and a bit of it had to do with superstition, namely if Jason Kidd wore a tie or not on the sidelines.
The Pistons shooting to start out this game about 43%. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Williams. Clock at 6. Johnson attacking. That's good. And I remember hearing about that last year. Nets rattled off their longest winning streak at the time when Kidd Clark stopped wearing ties on the sideline.
Purely coincidental. He said he'd have no problem never wearing a tie again if it meant they'd keep on winning. But even if that's a silly aside, it is a rallying cry at times for a team trying to figure itself out and come together.
Here's Williams after Joe Johnson's score. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson to the left side wing. Here's Bogdanovich, covered by Smith. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
Chance here now to see how the Nets ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in steals, 11th in three-point field goal percentage, and they were in the top half of the league in lowest opponent scoring as well. This is a team that has shown improvement defensively, and they feel like they're not done yet.
Still, I think the key to their team was the steals that you talked about, because they were a team that put a lot of pressure on the offense. They got out, played the passing lane, tried to force turnovers, and when they did, they usually converted those into points at the other end, and that's one of the reasons they were pretty good. Well, the Pistons' acquisition of Josh Smith last season put Greg Monroe in a tight spot. Both players, natural power forwards, neither one of them floor spacers, so it really was not a good fit, and that showed in the Pistons' record.
And despite playing in one of the league's most dysfunctional offenses, Greg Monroe remained effective as a scorer, I thought, last season.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. A slight downtick in his numbers, but not surprising given the circumstances you just highlighted. This guy's got a nice mid-range game and does a good job on the offensive glass, too.
And so Monroe nails both of them.
Greg Monroe, 6'11", 250, the ability to play the 4 or the 5 spot, and his combination of size and skill makes him very coveted around the league.
Now here's Williams. He had a big outing in that Celtics game as well. And he stuffs that one. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move and 2 big points, too.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. And Monroe, very left-hand dominant, much better scoring from that side of the floor.
Yeah, and while being a lefty does throw defenders off, I think developing his right hand is something that will help him even get better as he moves forward.
The Pistons trailing. And here's Jennings. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Timberwolves, that's for sure. And it's Smith penetrating. Teardrop shot. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Williams kicks to Lopez. Monroe against Garnett. He dishes it to Williams. Just 5 to shoot from 11 feet away and misses it off the right side of the rim.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
And Meeks kicks to Jennings. Pass to Meeks. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Bogdanovich. Baseline jumper. Rebound by Smith. Smith right side. Feeds to Meeks. Jacks up a 3. And he gets it to go. Meeks got 5.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Nets trail by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Bogdanovich passes to Lopez. Misses the baby hook.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Now here is Smith. Into Drummond. The rebound by Brook Lopez. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That's good. And that's now 6 points for Johnson.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
The Pistons have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Jennings dishes to Drummond. It's back to Jennings. Now Monroe kicks to Meeks. Clock at 6. Shoots. Johnson with the block. Johnson right side. Garnett against Monroe. Williams passes to Johnson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Joe Johnson is also sometimes called ISO Joe because of his ability to produce buckets going one-on-one. There's nobody better in that situation in terms of creating a shot with ease and never shying away from the big moment.
And you talk about Johnson's ability to get his shot off. 6'7", huge frame for a 2-guard. And with his ball handling ability, he can really create space for himself.
And Johnson's so smooth, Clark, but you know, Joe, his size and strength, sometimes it seems like he could do more to press the issue and draw foul.
Well, you know, I'm not going to be overly critical. This guy is terrific as a one-on-one isolation player. He used to average over 5 free throws a game, but that number has declined. But that may be more a function of him maturing in his career and picking his spots to be aggressive and not wanting to draw contact.
The Detroit Pistons, a proud franchise, of course, from 03 to 08, 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals, and Clark in 2004, the NBA title.
But the rebuild process has had its hiccups, Kevin, its speed bumps, if you will, some questionable free agent signings. There's talent there, but this team hasn't quite figured out how to come together.
Here's Anderson after the basket by Detroit. Back to Jack. Jack's up a 3, and there's Johnson. That's good on the assist from Jack. And that's now 10 points for Joe Johnson.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And you look at the Pistons, some great size and athleticism inside, but you know, they've lacked the high percentage outside shooting to space the floor offensively.
Now here is Single. Now here is Augustine. Here's Caldwell Pope. Another 3 for Detroit.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this. And, you know, for the Pistons last season, you look at the size and shot blocking ability, and you thought that team would be tougher defensively. But that wasn't really the case. I think it has to be attributed to mindset. Those young, big, athletic guys have to become much tougher mentally at the defensive end to be really successful.
And Detroit has possession after the missed three from Joe Johnson. Butler dishes to Caldwell Pope. Passes it to Singler. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
Detroit ball. 10 seconds.
Knocks it loose and taken away by Johnson. Jack against Augustine. And Jack kicks to Johnson. Down low. Now Augustine. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Now it's a 4-point Piston lead. Got it off in time. The shot, no good. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 4. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
Coming up next Thursday night, November 6th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Dwight Howard and the Houston Rockets. Don't miss it.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter. Really pounding the offensive glass.
Well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. I mean, that's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Andre Kirilenko is out there with Anderson. Then there's Plumlee. Then it's Jarrett Jack. And it's Johnson in at the 2. Nets trail by 4. And Jack, here we go. The kick out to Anderson. Back to Jack. 6 to shoot. Elbow shot. Butler with the block, but they'll get another chance. Good! And that's 12 points for Joe Johnson. Pistons shooting well, 50% from the floor. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. Deron Williams has been battling ankle injuries the last several years. It's taken not just a physical toll, but a mental one as well. As Deron has said, I used to step on the court and feel like I was the best player no matter who I played against. I've got to get back to that. Even if I'm not the best player on the court, I've got to feel like I am. Guys?
Certainly a player to root for. Thanks, Doris. Now, here is Jack. 11-point game his last outing. Plumlee sets the pick for Jack. There's the pass to Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Caldwell Pope passes to Augustine. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Davius Caldwell Pope, KCP, drafted 8th overall last season by the Pistons. Steve drafting for need there.
Yeah, Caldwell Pope coming out of Georgia. He's got that 3-point range. Really promising defender, too, at that 2-guard spot.
And KCP struggling somewhat with his shot in his first season. Mostly stayed on the perimeter. He didn't get inside that often to try to get himself going. Sometimes you can get your perimeter game going by going inside. So we'll have to see how his offensive game progresses as his second season goes on.
And the Pistons making a change here. Monroe's checked in. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for the Nets. Williams comes in for Johnson. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And for Caldwell Pope, a volume scorer at Georgia. He'd certainly shown the confidence to hit tough shots in the big moments in games. Sometimes rookies look to defer, but on a team in need of shot making, there seems a window for him to claim a larger role. Andre Kirilenko, a terrific player over his 12-year career, an all-star in 2004, first-team all-defense in 2006, and he's still going strong.
And Kirilenko, a good defender, as we know, good ball handling, good passer. Not a really consistent outside shooter throughout his career, though.
Yeah, but he's one of the best in the league at moving without the ball, so he gets some easy opportunities that way. He's always diving to the basket at the right time, and again, that points to not only skill, but also IQ.
And the Pistons making a change here. Meeks is checked in. And both free throws good for Kirilenko.
Well, so much was expected of the Nets last year after they made all of their big roster changes. But it was a very slow start for them, and things were not very good in Brooklyn to begin the season.
Now here is Augustine. 11 points for him in that last game against Minnesota. And he gets it to go.
And things are going to come way too easy for him if he can get that deep post position.
I agree with you, Steve. You got to deny him the ball down there as best you can.
Williams attacking. Plumlee sets the pick for Williams. Dishes to Plumlee. Back to Williams. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And injuries made that slow start seem dire at times, Steve, but you know, you knew that the Nets were better than how they started the season.
Well, what was important is that they believed they were better, and they started playing like it. They didn't panic or try to make drastic changes. They just buckled up and played through it.
Free throw good, Williams. The Pistons ended near the bottom of the East, guys, again, but still certainly a ways to go.
Well, a lot of their struggles, Kevin, came from just their inability to close out games against the rest of the conference.
Smith checked in for the Pistons. Jennings comes in for DJ Augustine. And both free throws good for Williams.
For the Pistons last year, they finished with a 23-29 record against the East. And for the last number of years, they just haven't quite been able to figure out how to take that next step forward.
Now here's Jennings. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. In low to Monroe. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, the Pistons made some moves, but they really just seem to be keeping pace with the rest of the East. I think they have to be patient and allow this young talent to blossom, and they'll have a chance to move up.
The Pistons have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
2 shots.
And that one misses.
You know, it's a little strange to think of Detroit as being a team that runs, but they actually were better when they did run last year. They made good on a lot of opportunities in transition.
and he can't hit the second. As you said, guys, you think of basketball in the Motor City, you think of a very deliberate game and, Steve, tough D.
It had been the identity of basketball in this city for a long time, Kevin, but last year the Pistons were a top 5 team in fast break scoring. So, when they run, they're at their best. So the city might be entering a new era in terms of the style of play.
Now here's Williams. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Butler dishes to Jennings. He kicks it to Smith. Good on the 13-footer. Smith's got his second basket of the game. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Williams against Jennings. The shot by Kirilenko, no good.
Excellent challenge. He had a hand right in his face as he took that shot.
Yeah, you could see the hitch in his release because of it. Just fantastic defense.
Here's Bogdanovich. Looking for Kirilenko. He gets it there. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
That's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. Force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Here's Butler, following the score by Andrei Kirilenko. Right side Jennings. Shoots from the line, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, and somewhat surprisingly, they actually lost the season series last year, and playoff status apparently meant nothing when it came to how they matched up.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Monroe. Lopez, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Garnett comes in for Andrei Kirilenko. Nets trail by 3. On the wing, Williams. He's guarded by Jennings. Williams kicks to Jack. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Clark, they should not have dropped that series. That was just sloppy.
I agree with you, Kevin. I think some teams just get underestimated. Plenty of teams can give you trouble if you assume you're going to come in and use them as a doormat. You got to be ready to play every time you lace them up.
Well, Steve, Jarrett Jack, after a season with the Warriors that saw him come in 3rd and voting for 6th Man of the Year, struggling mightily in year 1 of his contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, all around, probably the worst season of his career. You look at the shooting efficiency below the league average for the first time ever for Jack, but sometimes when you make a move to a new team, the different surroundings, the different teammates, it doesn't work out as well as you'd hope.
And Jarrett Jack drops them both.
And for Jack last season, his assists fell too. Traded away by the Cavs to free up cap space. He's excited about his new surroundings and looking to rebound from last season.
Now here's Drummond. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. No good. Good D by Lopez. Jennings against Williams. Garnett. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
That's his first personal foul.
And Jack with 2 years left on his deal. A team option for a 3rd. Now in his 30s. I expect him to bounce back. He's too good a player to continue to struggle like he did last season.
Well, I agree. Not only is he a good player, he's a quality guy too. Kevin Garnett now in his 20th season in the NBA. That is just hard to imagine. Plenty of wear and tear, obviously, and he's not been a guy who's ever taken plays off. He still plays the game with a very rare intensity.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, this offseason, the Pistons bringing in Stan Van Gundy in a dual role as head coach and president of basketball operations. Stan said in a lot of places there's not a connection between the front office and coaching. This setup creates a very unified organization. There are no excuses now. It's on us to get it done. We'll see if they can, gentlemen.
Well, thanks, Doris. Van Gundy builds his roster, then coaches it. We've seen that model succeed with the Spurs and the Clippers.
And for KG, the mileage has taken its toll, but he's so dedicated. He undergoes an elaborate routine of stretching, treatment, and strength work to keep his body ready to go.
Nobody near Williams. Nailed from three-point land.
For 3.
Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter. For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Meeks passes to Jennings. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and it's Smith finishing it off. Mark and Steve, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
Yeah, how about that last lead change, guys? That's number 7 for the game.
Now here's Williams. 7 points in the game. The dish to Lopez. And too long on the shot. And the big ticket Kevin Durant last season entered the top 10 Clark all-time in rebounding and the top 20 in scoring.
Yeah, and going forward, he's clearly a Hall of Fame player. Going forward, though, the Nets looking to limit his playing time to keep him fresh for the playoffs.
Now here's Williams. Josh Smith unable to get his shot to go. Williams with the ball, and Jennings picks him up defensively. Just 5 on the clock. Another shot. Drummond with the block. Here's Meeks. He has 5 off the pick. Drummond dishes to Smith. Soft touch off the glass. And now it's a 3-point Piston lead. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Pistons.
They've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Now Jennings following Jarrett Jack's 3-point attempt. Just his first attempt. Rebound, Brooklyn. Garnett's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Jack, here we go. There's 1:47 left in the second quarter. Garnett with a screen on Butler. Here's Bogdanovich, defended by Butler. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. .127 left in the first half of basketball. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
It appears as though the Nets have basically committed to winning now with the way they've handled contracts and trades, and as good as they are, you do have to wonder about their future.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Urebko's checked in for Smith. Singler comes in for Caron Butler. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Meeks. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Brandon Jennings. The Nets also changing it up. Allen Anderson comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Johnson in for Jarrett Jack. Now here's Drummond. He's coming off a 19-point game against Minnesota.
I thought his rebounding was impressive as well, as he made some big boards, really helped out on the glass, helped his team out big time.
Urebko inside, guarded by Garnett. Clock is at 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
With the Nets, as you said, a lot of older players on the roster, and they've had to surrender a lot of picks to get the talent they do have here. I wonder if that may come back to bite them.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Lionel Hollins was giving to his team. If what he talked about is a true indication, the pick and roll is going to be their go-to play from now on. He sees that as being their best option offensively. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Caldwell Pope. Here's Singler. The three-pointer, no good. Well, for the Nets, Clark, the lack of draft picks most certainly will hamper them at some point. But if they are able to come out of the East and make big noise until then, people I don't think are going to mind.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, it's going to be interesting. They do have the finances despite not having the draft picks, so perhaps they can land a couple of good free agents.
So it's Detroit now. After the basket by Brooklyn. Lopez with the steal. Picked his pocket. Now Detroit moving it up. Williams with the block. He got it up. Can't get it to go. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Nets out in front, up by 3. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. It's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, and play basketball. It's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Tremendous output from Johnson. He has 14 points and 2 steals as well. I'll tell you what, he's made his mark on this game in so many ways, guys.
Yeah, just on the strength of his defense alone, he would have stood out, but his offense has been outstanding as well.
Pistons trail by 3. Josh Smith and Greg Monroe at the 3 and 4. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. And it's Drummond in at the center. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Outside Williams. The feed to Lopez. Johnson outside. Shot clock at 6. This one for 3. Here's Garnett. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Garnett's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Nets.
Kevin Garnett was the 5th pick back in 1995. He's had a long, illustrious Hall of Fame career. He was the league MVP back in 2004.
Now here's Jennings. That's a 2 from Smith. Smith missing again.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Bogdanovich, good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 4 assists now tonight. And Kevin Garnett, a 15-time All-Star guy, over his great career.
And he's always been a team-first superstar. Kevin, very loyal, competitive. Never really wanted to be traded away from either Minnesota or Boston because of that loyalty. But a player who just gives his all every second on the floor for his teammates.
Now Williams, following the miss by Brandon Jennings from deep. Johnson kicks to Williams. Back to Johnson from downtown. Again, Johnson missing. Pistons trail by 8. Outside Jennings. Smith sets the pick for Jennings. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Jennings has got his 3rd basket of the night. Timeout called the Nets.
One of the problems for the Pistons last year was they seemed to collapse late in games. Just found a lot of opportunities that went awry due to poor performances in the 4th quarter.
Plumlee is checked in for the Nets. Nets leading by 6. Outside Williams. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Puts up the baby hook. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Williams has got assist number 5 here tonight.
You talk about the Pistons letting games go late. They were one of the worst teams in the fourth quarter, both defense and scoring.
Ball's knocked loose. Johnson outside. Lopez a screen. Shot off the pick. Drummond with the block. Jennings against Williams. Drummond with a screen on Williams. Monroe the pass to Jennings. Clock at 4. Elbow shot is on the way. Good on the jump shot. Jennings has got 4 this quarter. Thinking again about Detroit Clark, it would have been fatigue or just careless basketball that did him in late, but they really did just run out of steam, it seemed like, every game.
Well, it shows that you can play well for 3 quarters, even great at times for 3 quarters, 36, 38, 40 minutes, but you and I always talk about it's a 48-minute game, and you've got to run through the finish line, not to it.
And stolen by Darren Williams. Drops in the breakaway layup. Williams has got 9.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
Monroe with a screen on Williams. Jennings with the ball. Williams picks him up. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And Detroit again with the bucket.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
Williams kicks to Lopez. Into Johnson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Well, Joe Johnson, a 14-year veteran. Most of our fans remember him back in Phoenix, probably the 4th best player on that team. Steve, just go back to that time. I mean, just scary.
Well, if the Suns could have kept him, you think about what might have been. That was a team that came very close for 4 or 5 years to being a championship team, but never got to the finals. So Johnson moved on to Atlanta, where he became an all-star. And you always wonder what might have been in Phoenix.
Caron Butler's checked in for Smith. And then for Brooklyn, Andre Kirilenko's checked in for Lopez. And Jared Jack has subbed in for Williams. Johnson hits them both.
And Joe Johnson in his second season in Atlanta averaging 25 a game, but that was 8 years ago. Last season, around 16 a game.
3-pointer, Butler. Plumlee with the rebound. Nets leading by 8. Johnson attacking. Cashes in for a double-digit lead.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half.
And age starting to show for Johnson. A below-average player, efficiency rating the last 2 seasons. He's still owed $48 million over this season and next. It's a good thing he showed up today because without him, this team would be in big trouble.
Jack against Jennings. Again, the Nets for 2.
Tell you what, it's a huge plus to have him making shots like that.
Pistons trail by 10. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Jarrett Jack, a versatile combo guard, can guard 1s or 2s. He's 6'3", but very strong, so he's able to defend shooting guards pretty well.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He wants to see renewed effort from them on the offensive glass. He talked about the second chance points that are out there if they work for them. He talked also about getting the ball to their big men in the low post. That's where the ball should be going, he said. Let's get it in tight. Clearly some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Now here's Plumlee. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Johnson right side. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. 19 points for Johnson. talk about Jarrett Jack's versatility. He can play on or off the ball.
Yeah, he's really rock solid. Gives you everything you want in a combo, starting or backup guard. He's a good spot-up shooter. When he has the ball in his hands, he can get in the lane. He creates for others. And I like his fearlessness as well.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
In the corner, Drummond with it. It's back to Jennings. And they get it. And that one's good. Jennings has got 7 points for the quarter.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Outside Jack. Johnson left side. Plumlee sets the pick for Johnson. Bogdanovich passes to Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Well, another open jump shot there. Their defense not putting up much of a fight.
Pistons trail by 14. Jennings with the ball. 11 points in the game. Into Drummond. Fires from deep. Brooklyn with the rebound.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
Now here is Jack. Plumlee sets the pick for Jack. And the Nets, another 3.
That's been their bread and butter in the second half. They've really knocked down their long-range shots.
Well, and as hot as they've been, there's no need to change their offense. Just continue to play the way you're playing. You're going to get open looks.
Here is Jennings. Pass to Monroe. Baseline jumper. And there's Jennings. That's good on the assist by Monroe. And that's 13 points for Brandon Jennings. Nets leading by 15. Outside Jack. Johnson dishes to Jack. The Nets working the ball around now. Kirilenko kicks to Johnson. Johnson left side. Baseline jumper. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
You know, the Nets were not a high-octane offensive team. They didn't average 100 points a game, but they were one of the more efficient teams in the league at the offensive end of the floor.
Now here's Jennings. 13 points in the game. Here's Monroe. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Jack kicks to Johnson. Right side Jack. Pass to Bogdanovich. 3-pointer. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. There's a minute left here in the third quarter. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Shoots from the baseline. Jack with the rebound.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Bogdanovich passes to Plumlee. Outside Jack. 6 to shoot. Plumlee dishes to Johnson. And that one hits back iron. Pistons trail by 20. Butler goes in. Out to the wing. It's Meeks outside. Rebound, Brooklyn. Kirilenko's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Outside Jack. The 3 from Johnson. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Brooklyn ahead, running away with it. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway.
Coming up Sunday, November 2nd, Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors go up against Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat. It's the real deal.
Nets leading by 20. Setting the floor for the Nets. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. Darren Williams out there with Anderson. And it's Kirilenko in at the 3. Now here's Anderson. Kirilenko kicks to Lopez. Shot clock at 6. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Brook Lopez managed 17 games last year before needing season-ending surgery on that right foot. That was his 3rd surgery on the foot in less than 2 years. And that's the question now. Can he stay healthy?
And for the Nets last season, it seemed that they found their rhythm as a team once Lopez was out. How could that be?
You know, sometimes you lose a key cog in your offense and in your team, and other guys step up. You change how you're playing, and guys get some confidence, and they're all pros now. So when the opportunity knocks, guys are ready to step into that role and fill the gap, and I think that's what happened.
Here's your red card. Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 6. 3-pointer Augustine, and good on the basket. Cooking.
Oh, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
And here is Williams. He dishes it to Lopez.
Well, it started a few years ago, and it looks like it's a trend that is here to stay. Sleeve jerseys, once again, making their presence felt in the NBA. I got to admit, I don't see the appeal for players. I never like to shoot with a sleeved shirt on. It kind of tugs at your arm, but it sells, and that's the big thing for the league.
Here's Augustine, following the basket by Brook Lopez. Feeds it to Single. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Anderson.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
Williams passes to Anderson. Garnett inside. Fades and shoots. Another one falls for Brooklyn. Well, as Steve was talking about, the sleeves might bother some, others not so much, but with last year and the All-Star teams using them as well as the Christmas games, Clark, it is the de facto special edition jersey now, it seems.
And, you know, it's good for some casual fans who want to support their teams without running around winter wearing a tank top.
Like you and I are doing right now. Here's Singler, following the score by Kevin Garnett. And yes, sir, that one drops.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Nets leading by 21. Williams dishes to Anderson. Back to Williams.
Well, the league is making a push for more transparency with its officiating since last season, and I really think that's the way to go. They're sharing memos with teams and the media. And I think it's a great step, really, because, again, with all of the information and technology available, fans are able to see more and their expectations are higher. And when you can do it at a higher level to help get things right, I think transparency is a good thing from the official standpoint. Help people understand how difficult their jobs are and the great job that they do as officials.
Here's Williams, following the score by Josh Smith. Passes to Anderson. Lopez a screen. It's Anderson with the drive. Rebounded by Urebko.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Singler, no good.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
Outside Williams. Back to Lopez. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Lopez has got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this high.
Now they've taken it up another notch, Clark, looking very confident out there.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's seen enough of this interior scoring that his defense is giving up. So the message during this timeout is time to lock things up inside.
You know, sometimes a group can just get spaced out on defense. They're not connected and playing 5 as 1, and usually a timeout can help you refocus and recalibrate that defense.
Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Now here is Smith. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
What a play. The hoop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Anytime they've had a chance to attack the lane, they've done so. The penetration has been impressive.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Andre Drummond, still just 21 years of age, the first one-and-done player in UConn's storied basketball history. And the Pistons staff say he's a sponge. Whether it's breaking down video with assistants or honing his skills, he is really a hard worker.
Detroit's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Smith sets the pick for Augustine. Off the screen. And Singler kicks to Drummond. On the wing, Singler. He's guarded by Johnson. 6 to shoot. Augustine from outside. Rebound, Brooklyn. Garnett's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And Drummond came in as the youngest player in the league, Clark. Certainly pretty raw skill-wise.
Yeah, but you could see the potential. And the biggest thing there, Kevin, was that he had a willingness to work. He came in early his rookie year to train, and last season he leaned on the new rookies to do the same thing, showing some leadership.
Here's Singler. After the basket by Brooklyn. Smith for 3. And that one's good. Smith's got 5 points now in the quarter. Nets leading by 21. Now here's Williams.
You know, the NBA continues to get better at analyzing data and charting game results. It shouldn't surprise you that players shoot better off the catch than they do off the dribble. It's a big reason passing and ball movement tends to be more effective than one-on-one isolation play.
Here's Smith after Joe Johnson scores, and he gets it to go. 18 points for Smith. The Nets have gone on a tear here in the fourth. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. Williams passes to Garnett. Into Johnson. The shot no good. Nice D from Singler. And Clark, you mentioned the value of passing over isolation basketball. The term has even arisen for that one-man approach. They call it, Steve, hero ball.
Yeah, I think Doc Rivers may have made up that phrase. I love it. It's so true. You can't win with hero ball. You really have to share the basketball. The game is meant to be played with 5 players moving, passing, cutting, and sharing the ball, creating good shots for each other.
Augustine and Detroit again with the bucket.
He typically may not contribute a lot, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the ability to.
Nets leading by 18. Lopez, a screen on Augustine. Williams dishes to Garnett. Left side, Anderson. Nets passing it around. Lopez, no luck. Detroit's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. 17-foot shot on the way. And too long on the shot. Brooklyn's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Outside Williams. Lopez, a screen on Smith. And against the shot to fall after coming off the pick. And that's now 30 points for Johnson.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Well, the league's so focused on creating parity with the luxury tax and revenue sharing, but I think the max contract limits encourage stars to team up. If you allow the true superstars to command a larger share of the cap, I think they'd be more likely to spread out.
For the Pistons, Monroe's checked in for Urebka. Jody Meeks comes in for Kyle Singler. And it's Jennings in for Augustine. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Allen Anderson. Now here is Smith trying his luck deep. Brooklyn with the rebound. Garnett's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Well, when you talk, Clark, about superstar contracts, it's estimated that LeBron James is worth 4 times more than he makes in player salary.
I don't find that hard to believe. I mean, he's one of the biggest stars in all of sports when you think about the magnitude of his celebrity. But you don't need to increase max salaries to that level. Right now, vets are limited to about a third of the cap. If you boosted it to 40 or 50%, I think most star players would look for their own teams to carry.
Pistons on defense after Joe Johnson's score. It's the Nets now. And Meeks kicks to Jennings. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Right side Jennings. Shot clock at 6. It's Meeks outside. Offensive rebound.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
Yeah, that's what's paved the way for them to build this big lead, no question.
Williams with the ball, and Jennings picks him up defensively. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And at key points in this game, they stayed committed to their brand of basketball. That's why they'll be taking the front end of this 3-game season series against the Pistons.
Here's Caldwell Pope. And the 3-ball is good. 1:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Jack against Jennings. The pass to Bogdanovich. Lopez, a screen on Singler. And Bogdanovich kicks to Jack. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Pistons have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Jennings passes to Caldwell Pope. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Anderson against Jennings. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
This run probably just a case of too little too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
Outside Jack. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Joe, congratulations on this win. This was a game where we saw plenty of great sequences, some nice runs put together. What changes for the team out on the floor when you guys start rolling like we witnessed here tonight?
We just picked up our energy and effort. We was able to get some stops, got out of transition, started making a few shots, and it just kind of got contagious.
Well, this was fun for us to watch, Joe. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game.